Start again.
Take two.
Take two. For real this time.
All right, we are joining you tonight to chat a little bit about winter wellness. We've had a lot of families and individuals talking about how they are this winter, between colds, flu, pneumonia, being exposed to a lot of different germs. So there's a lot you can do during the winter season preventatively, and then also when your body is compromised and not feeling well. So we're going to talk about a lot of that. But before we get into the details of staying well throughout the winter, we're just going to give you a little bit of background on essential oils. If you are brand new to oils, we're happy to give you some more detail. We're going to go through this pretty quickly because I know there's a lot of people that already use oils. So we'll just touch upon the basics really fast and then get right into the important parts of staying well throughout the winter. So doTERRA means gift of the earth. They are a health and wellness company that focuses on using essential oils to empower families to stay well, which is what we want to do all winter season. So essential oils are natural aromatic compounds that come from the seeds, bark, stems, flowers of different plants. Where they're concentrated in the plant depends on the plant that we're talking about. So lavender, we have the concentration of essential oils in the flower. For peppermint, we have it in the leaves. For cinnamon, in the bark. For vetiver, it's in the roots. The different parts of the plants have concentrations of those oils. doTERRA then takes those, harvests the plants, and either steam distills or compresses them and bottles up the oils for us to use. And because they're natural, they're coming from plants that are sourced all over the world where they grow naturally. We're getting the highest quality essential oils, which is really, really important because we don't want to be putting something on our body or breathing a substance in unless it's 100% natural. Because when we apply something to our skin, it's being absorbed into our bloodstream. So you want a really good, high quality oil, and doTERRA provides that. Every bottle is tested through a bunch of different tests. They have all kinds of information out there. You can actually scan the bottle and get that test information. So you're sure to have pure 100% therapeutic grade oils in each bottle. So the different oils are sourced all over the world, which is my favorite part, because the plants are healthy, they grow naturally, and then we're getting the best essential oils. There's 3 ways to use the oils: aromatically, topically, and internally. So we'll break that down a little bit since that's kind of important. If you order these oils and get them, you need to know how to use them. So we'll start with aromatically.
Okay.
I meant to grab a diffuser, but I don't.
That's all right. So you can diffuse your oils in your diffuser. You can smell them right from the bottle just by taking the cap off, waving it under your nose. It even smells good with the cap on. And then diffuser jewelry. So I always usually have a piece of diffuser jewelry on. So it's usually made from lava beads, wood beads, or even from leather, anything that's porous. And you will be able to put a couple drops of the oil right on and then go from there. So let's see if we can get Alyssa on. We have someone joining us. Hi, Alyssa.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for being here.
Yep. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So, yeah. Topically, you can use the oil topically, which is applying it right to the skin, rubbing it onto the skin. And then you might be doing that diluted, you might be doing that undiluted. It just depends on which oil you're using and what you're trying to achieve.
So we also often make, we'll talk about this roller a little bit later, but we make rollers. These are blends that we've put together for a specific purpose. So we're talking about wellness. So here's an immune roller. I'm not even sure you can see the lighting in here is very bright. This is an immune roller. So we have a blend of essential oils that's going to boost immunity. So this is a roller that can be used daily. to boost immunity. And then obviously when you're sick and not feeling well, you can use it as well to get yourself through whatever's going on with your body. So in a roller bottle, you can put either just one oil and have it diluted with a carrier oil, or you can put several different oils and put together a blend. And then you add a carrier oil. So carrier oils can be different things. We like to use fractionated coconut oil in the rollers because we want it to stay liquid. We don't want it to solidify at all, because then it's not going to roll out of the roller. Other options are jojoba oil, which is fantastic for skin. Sweet almond oil, grapeseed oil, even something like olive oil can be used in a pinch. It just tends to stain clothing and doesn't absorb well into the skin, so not our favorite. You can use even an unscented lotion if you're just using it topically for skin, or want to apply it for dry skin and things like that. You can use a clean, unscented lotion and add oils to that. So those all act as carriers and enable us to apply it to different areas of the body diluted.
You can also take the oils internally. So that would be ingesting them by putting the oil under your tongue, maybe adding some oil to your water that you're going to drink, or you can also put the oils into a veggie cap and kind of make your own homemade supplements. So we have the veggie caps here. So these are the veggie caps that doTERRA sells. Gosh, there's something in here. Why am I not seeing it? I have no idea how many are in here, but there's a lot. There's a lot. And this is what an empty vegetable capsule looks like. And then all you do is flip those apart. Comes in two pieces. You put the oils in the larger section and then click it back together and swallow it. So these are really good for taking oils internally that might be too spicy or don't taste fantastic. So a lot of the oils, something like oregano, which we'll talk about later, it's a great oil for wellness, but it's really spicy. So it's not something that I would flavor water with and drink, but it is something for sure that I throw in a veggie cap and take internally, because it can do a lot of, it can have a lot of benefits if taken internally. So the largest pores are on the bottoms of our feet. So many of the oils, when you want to use them for the medicinal qualities, you can apply the oils to the bottoms of your feet. And we're always going to dilute for children and for people with sensitive skin. So Stephanie and I have a lot of advice we can offer you guys on that. Stephanie is definitely an expert when it comes to kids and how to dilute for them. And there are certain oils that you can use neat, meaning undiluted. Lavender is an example of that. It's a really mild oil. Most people are okay to use something like that undiluted. And your oils are highly concentrated. So 28 cups of peppermint tea is equivalent to 1 drop of peppermint oil. So they're super concentrated. A little bit goes a long way. Yeah. We'll dive in?
Yeah.
We're going to dive into the good stuff now.
So we're going to talk about essential oils and different products that doTERRA has, and how to incorporate that into, one, your daily routine for prevention, and also when you're not feeling well, you up that usage to get your body through fighting off illness and recovering. The other part of winter wellness is emotions. So the winter time can be stressful. We have a lot going on. We're also inside a lot, which isn't so much fun. So there's ways to make yourself happy, to use oils that will help balance your emotions a little bit during the winter time as well. All right, so we're going to jump right into oil usage. And we're going to showcase a lot of them. We'll talk about their benefits, and there's a few that we're going to actually use as well. So our first oil is peppermint. And peppermint, we use in a lot of classes. We start most of our classes with peppermint because we really like the way it smells, and everyone should try using peppermint. So we're going to take peppermint, and if you have it, go ahead and take it with us. We're going to put 1 drop in our palms.
Thank you.
Rub our palms together. And if you joined us for our intro class, we do this in the intro class as well. And then we're going to cup and breathe. And if you're doing this for the first time, take some nice easy breaths at first. Don't go really heavy because it's really, really strong. You might start coughing because it's so strong. And then you're going to take the oils and rub it on your neck. So we breathed it in through our sinuses, in through our nasal passages, open those airways up. It's great for clearing your head, clearing your mind. Fantastic to do at the start of a class because it really energizes you and gets you focused. But it's fantastic for respiratory support as well. So a really good one to have around for the winter time for that reason. So energy boost, great for breathing, respiration. It's also fantastic if you are feeling hot. So if your body temperature is high, you can do what we just did by rubbing it on your neck, rub on the bottoms of the feet, even the back of, like on the top of your spine. Great places to apply. It can help with head tension. So you can apply it to your sinuses, or the tops of your head and your temples, and even your sinuses here. So any of those. Missing anything?
No.
Oh, stomach. It helps ease stomach discomfort as well. So we'll talk about the beadlets, but they have peppermint beadlets as well, and they can be taken internally. This is really good if we're talking about wintertime wellness. It's yummy in a cup of hot chocolate. You can put a drop of peppermint in, and you can also just make a mug of hot water and put a drop of peppermint in, and that will kind of ease discomfort if your stomach isn't so happy.
Okay. So next up, we are going to talk about lemon. Should we do what we do with wild orange with lemon?
Yeah.
Okay. So same thing, taking a drop into your palm, rubbing your hands together, taking some nice deep breaths.
This one will come out a lot faster if you're using the actual oil bottle. So just keep it nice and close to your palms.
And then I'm going to rub it onto the sides of my neck. If it was summer and I was going to be out in the sun all day, I wouldn't do that because you can have skin sensitivity with the citrus oils on your skin if you are going to be out in the sun for a long time. So nice. So lemon and all of the citrus oils have similar properties. So they're very cleansing and purifying. So I really like to put a drop of this into my water to start the day. Sometimes it's cold water if I'm going to an exercise class or to a yoga class. Sometimes it's really tasty in a drop of warm water, especially in the winter when it's cold. And the citrus oils are cleansing, detoxifying, and disinfecting. So I'm definitely putting these into my cleaning products too. I really like to make homemade cleaning products with vinegar, citrus oils, sometimes baking soda, and distilled water. So obviously the baking soda is separate, but putting everything together and like scrubbing it around in the toilet or something like that, it just makes the whole bathroom smell really, really good. These oils are known as happy oils. So definitely in the winter when the sun's not out for days, when it's freezing cold and really gray, I start to get a little gloomy. So the citrus oils being known as happy oils are really great to incorporate in your diffuser, just taking a drop into your palm like Stephanie and I just did. I put them on my diffuser bracelets, everywhere, just putting the citrus oils into your day and into your life as much as possible. Let's see. They can help with congestion and mucus buildup. So if you have a cold or a sinus infection going on, these can be really good for that. Do you have like one specific way that you think is better?
I like to apply it right to the bridge of the nose.
Okay.
It's also fantastic in the diffuser.
Yeah.
And it smells great, both for mood and for the breaking up that congestion.
Yeah, and then it can also help with cold sores. So would you apply it just like a little dab of it right to the cold sore? Yeah.
This is one of the ones that if you receive samples from us, you would have received a sample of lemon. And I just want to talk really fast about this crazy little dram.
So
So this
small.
is called a dram.
Can you move it closer? I feel like there it is. There it is. There you go. Now you can see it.
So this is called a little dram, and it's what we put samples in. Now this one has a little orifice, this left part, and you need to pull the little stopper out. Now, from our bottles, the actual oil bottles, the oil flows out nice and easy. From these little drams, it's a little bit stubborn and hard. So I'm going to close this because I already used lemon, but if you have a dram and you're going to use that, what you want to do is actually kind of egg it on by tapping the end of it. And you'll eventually, it'll take a little coercing, but it'll eventually get you a drop out. So just to, there's a couple of different samples you would have received to kind of go with this class, and lemon is one of them. The reason we picked lemon is because it's fantastic. We talked about it being disinfecting. Great to put a drop on your palms, rub your palms together instead of a hand sanitizer. So before you go grocery shopping, when you're going out and you're going to be near crowds, when you have to touch a doorknob at work, or you're going to the bathroom, things like that, just great to put a drop on your palms and get them. It smells great, but then it's also disinfecting your hands and cleansing them. So that's why we included lemon in that little trio. All right, so our next oil that we're going to talk about is cinnamon. And cinnamon is a fantastic little oil. It is antimicrobial and antioxidant. It smells wonderful. It's a spicy oil though. So if you're smelling it out of the bottle, be careful not to touch your nose because it's hot. You can actually use it diluted. Like I have a roller that's diluted with cinnamon and a few other oils. Because it's warming. Mm-hmm. It's spicy, it's hot. Smells wonderful in the diffuser. It helps boost immunity. It helps clean surfaces, so it's one that you can throw in your cleaners along with any of your citrus oils and some others that we'll talk about. It's also really good for coughs and just to increase immune boosting throughout the whole winter time. I absolutely love it in my coffee in the morning. I make my cup of coffee and then just put a drop of cinnamon in my large mug of coffee, and it changes up the way, makes it different, but then it's also yummy. And then we make cough drops that have cinnamon in them as well. And we'll share a lot of those recipes with you towards the end. So that's cinnamon.
Okay.
Clove.
Next up we have clove bud. So this is another powerful antioxidant. It's also antiviral, antifungal, and antibacterial. It's great for the immune support, and it's wonderful as a disinfectant. So this could be another one. You can really make your cleaning products and your house smell great with these. Haven't used this too much. I think I've used it in 1 or 2 recipes, and I've had a good experience with that. And haven't really used it for antifungal. But I'm thinking now about the shower mold recipe.
Yeah.
And it's in the shower mold recipe.
It's really good. I have it diluted in a spray bottle, spray down the shower. Some of those cracks and crevices that are really hard to keep clean. It smells wonderful, but then you're really getting rid of that mold that's growing. Mm-hmm. If used topically, this is another one that's on the hotter side. So even I don't have sensitive skin, but I have to dilute this when using this topically. It's one I use for my thyroid. It's a thyroid support oil. So it helps maintain healthy function of your thyroid. And I have to dilute it when I rub it over my thyroid, otherwise it'll dry that skin out, and that's not what you want. So it's another wintry time smell. So It's really good to throw in the diffuser as well. So frankincense. We talk about frankincense a lot. This is one of my favorites. If I was on an island and I could only pick one oil, it would be frankincense. Frankincense is kind of the when in doubt, grab frankincense. It has so many amazing uses. It's an immune support oil. It's an emotional support oil, so great for wintertime, emotional balance. It's also fantastic for healthy cell development, for skin, so our skin gets cracked and dry, even if we're drinking enough. It's just that between the heat and the cold outside and going back and forth, our skin kind of feels that.
I think I dry my skin out too with hot showers in the winter because I'm trying to warm up.
So frankincense is really good for skin. Like if you combine it with a shea butter or a coconut oil, a little bit of beeswax, you can make your own cream and add frankincense to it.
You can even add it to your face lotions and face oils and things like that you have.
Fantastic. If you just have a lingering cough, you can rub it right on your chest I like to add a few other oils as well that are good for that. It's anti-inflammatory. So if you're just having some discomfort, you feel like inflammation, this is one that I use under my tongue every morning. So I put a drop under my tongue. One, it starts my day off with emotional balance. I'm boosting my immunity and I'm kind of balancing out any inflammation in my body. I missed anything?
No. I think you got them all. Okay. Next up is Melaleuca. And Melaleuca is more commonly known as tea tree oil. So Melaleuca is antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal. I like to use this when I go to get a pedicure. I add a few drops to the water. I also really like it if I have a spot on my face. I'll apply it right to that spot and it helps clear that up within a day or so. And it promotes a healthy immune system. So this is one that you can put in the diffuser, and since the smell might not be your favorite, you can add any other oils that you love the smell of along with the Melaleuca oil. Gargling for a sore throat. My mom tried that the other day and loved it. She said that her whole throat and mouth just felt really clean and really fresh and just really like invigorated from that. So she tried that. And then this is also purifying and cleansing. So I do put this in some of my cleaners as well. Stephanie shared with me a great recipe called the Funk Fighter Spray. And that's for things you need to spray down because they have a lot of germs on them or they smell, or combo of both, and you can't put them in the washing machine. So like sports equipment, shoes, just spraying it on the insides of your shoes, things like that. Yeah. Anything else to add?
We use this one a lot. And Melaleuca is kind of like it's mild. It's definitely great for younger children and babies. But it's more, for us, it's more that cleansing and purifying and daily use. And the next oil is when we start feeling sick, we pull that one in. So the next oil we're going to talk about is oregano. And oregano in our house is known as Melaleuca on steroids. All the benefits and properties we talked about with Melaleuca, oregano has the same, but it's really strong. So can you see how that works for like Melaleuca, something we would use daily, disinfect, purify, clean, keep everyone balanced, spot treat our skin, things like that. But then oregano, the second someone starts to not feel well. So oregano has to be diluted when used topically, unless you are trying to remove something. So if you are trying to remove like a wart or a skin tag, you would dilute with a carrier oil around the unaffected skin, and then you would dab the oregano just on whatever you're trying to remove. Otherwise, no matter who you are, you have to dilute oregano. So if I had a sore throat and like a head cold a couple weeks ago, I applied oregano to my throat. And then when the kids are sick, I'll apply it diluted in a roller. So I have an oregano roller like this that's just labeled with oregano. I'll apply it to my throat along with a few others. When the kids aren't feeling well, we'll apply it up their backs or on the bottoms of their feet. Definitely has a pizza-ish sauce smell.
Absolutely.
Which you can take it internally. So this is one you could throw a drop of oregano in your sauce. You could throw it on marinades and stuff like that. You can definitely cook with it as well, and it still has those benefits, but it definitely is strong. What was I going to say? Oh, this is one of the ones that I love to take internally, but it's so strong and so spicy, I can't take it without a veggie cap. So those veggie caps that we showed you in the beginning, this is one that I'll throw a few drops of oregano in and take daily if I start to not feel well and feel like my system's being compromised somehow, to kind of fight myself through that.
And I'm pretty tough, so I take it in a shot of water. So if I'm really not feeling good, I'm willing to do whatever it takes because I hate to be sick. So I really like a drop of On Guard, which we'll talk about, lemon and oregano. So On Guard, a lemon and oregano, 1 drop of each in 4 ounces of water. I take it like a shot. It's no worse than a real shot. So if you can take a real shot, you can handle it probably. And it warms my throat and it warms my stomach. So, but it usually helps me to knock out something if I feel like a cold coming on or I've been around a lot of sick people. That's my go-to. Okay, next up is rosemary. I'm very in love with rosemary right now in my diffuser. Of course, it's great for cooking, but it's really, really nice in the diffuser too. And this can be used for respiratory distress. So it's winter time, and that's, one time that our respiratory system can be compromised. But for me, I get really bad allergies. So this one is like good throughout the year for my respiratory system in the diffuser. It helps to boost immunity. I just think it smells really, really good. It helps with colds and infections, and it supports healthy digestion. So again, cooking with it is an excellent idea, diffusing it. I like to diffuse this. What was the blend? Was it with cinnamon and lemon? You told me? I think that's what it was. It was 2 drops each, rosemary, cinnamon, and lemon. And I've been pretty obsessed with that one lately. And if you are a crystal lover like I am, your crystals, they love a full moon bath with a few drops of rosemary and warm water. Just a side note.
Rosemary we use a lot for respiratory support. And Alicia said it smells lovely.
It just smells good. I have to open it.
A really clean but like refreshing oil. It is in my sinus pressure roller. I don't know if you guys can even see these, but
yeah.
It's the main ingredient in the sinus pressure roller. So I get, I guess it's fall allergies. And I would build up, if I'd be outside running, the pressure would build up in my sinuses. So I researched and put together this blend. And if I use this before going outside, and not just allergy season, but when I start to feel that pressure, even if, like when I had the head cold, I would rub it all over my sinuses, and it kind of breaks up that pressure and releases it a bit so it's not uncomfortable. I love to apply rosemary to my sinuses. So if you got samples from us, you did get a sample of rosemary in this little dram. You can, again, it's got that little orifice you have to take out or flick off, but I'm going to use the bottle because I don't like the drams. But if you have a drop, put a drop in your palm, and then you can either rub your hands together like we did in the beginning, cup and breathe, or I'm going to take my fingertip and apply it right to my sinuses. And then I'm going to rub together and breathe. So I took 1 drop, applied it to my sinuses. If you have sensitive skin, then don't do that because I didn't dilute. I just know that it doesn't bother me at all, but then cup and breathe. Another really good place to use this one is either in the bath or in your shower.
I was just thinking that.
As we did that,
reminds me of eucalyptus.
Yeah.
It smells a lot like eucalyptus to me, and I love eucalyptus. Yeah, I think
it's got, if you have not used rosemary essential oil, it's up there as one of my favorites. It's just got a clean, refreshing scent, but really does numbers on your respiratory system. And it's fantastic for memory as well, which I need all the help I can get with memory.
Me too.
So the next few oils we'll talk about, and there's others that we'll do a quick mention to, but there's 3 more that we're going to talk a little bit about. And these 3 are all blends, and they're blends that we talk about a lot. They were all talked about in our intro class, but they're worth noting again because they're definitely imperative in having during the wintertime seasons. So we have Breathe, Digest Zen, and On Guard. So Breathe is our respiratory blend. It is a blend of laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, melaleuca, lemon, ravensara, and cardamom essential oil. So Breathe is supportive to the digestive system. So what we did in the beginning with that drop of peppermint, putting it in your palms, cupping and breathing, that'll help. You can do the same thing with a drop of Breathe. It'll help open up your airways. I like to then apply it to the chest. So we had applied peppermint to the back of your neck. If you apply it to your chest, you'll continue to breathe it. You can also put a drop on the bridge of your nose and over your sinuses. Some people like to put a drop right under their nose so that they're breathing it as they breathe in. Yeah.
Breathing it as you breathe, right?
Fantastic in the diffuser. Mm-hmm. So if you're congested and have that yucky head cold and need that congestion, Breathe is fantastic. Throw in the diffuser or use topically. It tends to, if you're stuffy and all have mucus buildup, it will tend to break that up and cause your nose to run. That's a good thing. We want to get that junk out of there. Mm-hmm. The same thing with lemon. We talked about lemon, so that will help break up that mucus, and we want that gone and released. We don't want it building up and getting infected and causing more damage. Is that it for Breathe? Yeah.
Do you want to talk about those?
Oh, yeah. So there's a Breathe vapor stick, and there's also these Breathe respiratory drops. Both have the Breathe blend in them. These are fantastic as, let me show you what, well, I'll open them in a second and show you.
I want to tell a story while you're opening them. Okay, so a yoga student of mine works at the Sands Casino. And she got switched from day shift to night shift. And she came into yoga the other week, coughing. And she said, I feel like I'm a smoker because I'm around all these smokers now for my whole shift. And she was really struggling. She must have coughed 30 times in my first yoga class, which is an hour and 15 minutes. So I knew I had the Breathe Through It drops in my bag. I said, would you be willing to try one? It's got some essential oils in it. She was like, please, whatever you have, give it to me. Gave it to her. She stayed for my second class. Within about 5 minutes, not coughing at all.
So these are what they look like. Super easy to like throw in your bag, to carry with you if you're traveling. Definitely one of the things we share a lot because we tend to always have them with us. Mm-hmm. But they are, I recommend sucking them and allowing, like the longer they last, the longer you're going to be able to help your body out. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, don't just chew them up and swallow them, right?
Yeah. Like you want to benefit from the
savor them.
Yeah, savor
them. They taste really good. I usually have one in my mouth every morning when I go out to walk sage. They last a really long time, about 10 to 15 minutes, and they're awesome. Next up, Digest Zen, our digestive blend. So this is really helpful for nausea, for bloating, for an upset stomach. I use it a lot when I have cramps during that time of the month. It can help with motion sickness and acid reflux. So this one is one that I'm turning to more and more. I like to put a few drops into my palm and rub it onto my stomach wherever it hurts. This one can also be taken internally. So you can put a drop in 4 ounces of water, take it like a shot. I'll read to you the ingredients. It has ginger, peppermint, caraway, coriander, anise, tarragon, and fennel. So it definitely has like a really warming, soothing effect as soon as you apply it or take it internally. This could also go into the veggie caps, or it could go onto the bottoms of your feet. I know a friend of mine who really likes the way that this helped her with her stomach issues. She couldn't stand the smell, so she was rubbing it onto the bottoms of her feet and then popping her socks on real quick so she didn't have to smell it. And I think she ended up getting the soft gels, right? doTERRA has soft gels for these. So if you really don't like the smell, but it's a powerful one and it helps you, you could always get the soft gels and just take it internally as well. And then you recently told me that this can be applied to the sinuses, which blew our minds because we only thought of it for the digestive system. But when Stephanie had that cold she mentioned a few weeks ago, she was applying it to her sinuses, and you said it really helped.
Yeah, it definitely released pressure and helped over the things. Yeah. This is one I carry with me at all times, so it's always in my purse. One, because I have a sensitive stomach, and when we're out, things can wreak havoc.
Things can go wrong.
But also, it's good. Like we're out for full day tournaments with the kids and things like that, and the second they start to feel not well or my stomach hurts or something, it could be stress related. It doesn't have to be illness, and it could be food related as well. We rub this on and within seconds feel a difference.
Yeah.
So it's a really good one to have around and to carry with you often.
I always have it in my purse too.
Yeah. Our last one that we're going to talk about in detail is On Guard. And if you are not familiar with On Guard, you have to become familiar with it. It's wonderful. doTERRA has a whole line of products that have On Guard in it, and our On Guard blend is our protective blend, so it's our immune support blend. It has wild orange, cloves, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So all oils that a lot of them we talked about individually being immune supportive, so they put this beautiful blend together. It smells amazing, so it's fantastic to throw in the diffuser. They have fruit drops, which I grabbed really quickly, so there's those as well. There's laundry detergent, there's toothpaste, cleaner concentrate, foaming hand soap.
It's the best.
There's soft gels, so this can be taken internally. I like to put it in I like to just put a drop in my water, whether it be cold or warm. My youngest son, if he's not feeling 100%, will ask for his tea. And his tea is just a mug of water, a teaspoon of raw honey, and a drop of On Guard. And we just mix it up, let the honey dissolve in the hot water, and he sips on that. It's an immune boosting tea that he claims it's his tea now.
I thought of him the other day because I ran out of my tea, and I did that. I did the On Guard, the honey, and the hot water, and it was really good.
The one, if you receive samples from us, we send you samples of the On Guard seedless. And we put them in a little tiny dram. This one does not have the top because we're not dealing with liquid. Let's see if I can show you.
I have to. Can I get that one?
Yeah.
So see if you guys can see that. Yeah.
It's super teeny tiny. It has about a quarter to.
Oh, I'm all stuck. Back in there.
Oh, geez.
They're a little hard to get in and out of the little sample dram bottle, but you guys will manage.
So these we'd like to carry with us as well. Starting at the beginning of the school year, we were each in our entire family taking one of these per day preventatively. So I would lay them out for the kids. I would take one every morning. I finished a bottle and just got my delivery of this bottle. So for a little while, we stopped taking them because I was out. But there's 125 in this container, so they last. You can either take them internally and swallow them if you don't like the taste. They might be too strong. They're a little bit spicy. If you received them, go ahead and try one. Put one in your mouth. I like to pop it because I like the taste of it.
And I like to put it under my tongue and let it dissolve.
Or you can just totally swallow it and let it work its magic inside your digestive. But the On Guard beadlets are going to help boost immunity. So they're great to travel with. They're great to have on hand if you're not feeling well. If you use them preventatively and then start to not feel well, we then recommend you switch to the On Guard soft gels if you like to take it internally. But again, On Guard can be used topically and diffused as well. So lots of options for using it.
And it's a quarter drop of oil in each little beadlet. I've also used them in a pinch as hand sanitizer. So I'll pop one into my hand and rub it around. But doTERRA now also makes an On Guard hand sanitizing spray.
So there's a couple other oils. I know we've talked about quite a few oils, but there's a couple other oils that are just worth mentioning. We're not going to get into a lot of detail, but other ones that kind of work well in the winter time. One is eucalyptus, and we did mention that when we were talking about rosemary. So eucalyptus is fantastic for respiratory support. Great to throw on the floor of your shower. Put your feet over top of the shower drain, let it steam up, and it's refreshing and
Invigorating.
Invigorating. Yeah.
Wakes me up in the morning.
Yeah, it's great to use. I love to use eucalyptus in the bath as well because it's great for muscles and joints and just kind of helps the respiratory system there as well. So that's a really good one to have. Eucalyptus smells wonderful in the diffuser as well.
So lavender is another great one. It's calming, soothing, and relaxing. So I like to put lavender in the diffuser during bedtime, but I also like lavender and peppermint in the diffuser together during the day because it's got both. It's got the soothing and calming properties from the lavender, but also the opening of the airways and kind of waking up, helping make you alert of the peppermint. And I like that one in my bath too.
Yeah. Lavender would be a good combo to put with. We talked about frankincense being really good for the cracked skin and the dry hands and things like that. So adding lavender to that mixture, it's calming and soothing the skin as well. Really good to use for that. Another one is thyme, and thyme is great for wintertime health, immune boosting. It's very similar to oregano. So one you definitely want to dilute if using topically. Great to throw in a blend. Smells wonderful, like if you do thyme and lemon in the diffuser. That smells really good together. So those are options as well.
I feel like that would make me hungry. It'll start to smell like you're cooking in your house.
You can cook with it as well.
Yeah.
So all of the oils that, when we talk about them, are an herb oil or a citrus oil. You can cook all of this as well. You can add them to recipes.
Okay, wild orange is another great one. So same as what we talked about with lemon, it's cleansing and purifying. It's high in antioxidants. So wild orange is great in the diffuser. Wild orange is great in your water, adding a drop to the water. Stephanie showed me how to use it to clean my fruit. So I love to put a bowl of water with just 2, maybe 3 at the most drops of wild orange. And I put my grapes in there and let them soak for about 10 minutes. I'm amazed every time at how much dirt is in the bottom of the bowl, even if my grapes were organic or seemed relatively clean. And then you do get the tiniest bit of orange aftertaste with the grapes, which I really like. And we've shared them lots of times in classes that we've done. And people are always like, wow, these taste amazing. They have that extra little something.
And the last one we just want to mention is DDR Prime. And I don't have it in front of me, so I can't tell you exactly what's in it. But it's a blend. It's one that's often forgotten because it kind of doesn't, it's a larger bottle, so it doesn't make the mix of oils usually. It is fantastic. It's a great source of antioxidants. It has a lot of amazing oils in it. And it's great for supporting healthy cell function, which is what we want. We want our bodies and our each individual cell to function properly. When they don't, that's what causes stress and illness, and for us to be sick overall. So another really good one, that's one I use. You can take it internally, so they make DDR Prime soft gels. I like to just take 2 drops and rub it on the back of my neck in the morning. So I do my frankincense under my tongue. I take 2 drops of the DDR Prime and rub it on the back of my neck. A good one to use. So there's obviously lots of other oils that we could talk about. We wanted to focus on the main ones that we thought were noteworthy for this topic. We'll be doing lots of other classes as we go through the different months. But there's some other tips, both oil related and not oil related, that we want to just mention in staying well this winter.
So definitely staying hydrated, drinking enough water. This can sometimes be easy to do in the in the warmer months because you're thirsty, right? It's warm out, you've been outside sweating and you're thirsty, but in the winter we sometimes forget to drink enough. So drinking enough water, you can warm your water up and put a drop of lemon, orange, grapefruit, peppermint or spearmint in it. Drinking cold water is great too, of course, but I know in the winter I want to be warm. I actually have a cup of hot tea with me right now. So that's one good way.
Taking Epsom salt baths. So we talked about baths. We talked about putting oils in the shower. Soaking in the bath. If you put Epsom salt, a little bit of baking soda, and then actually put some coconut oil in your bathtub, when you get out, your body is nice and coated with that coconut oil, and it will help with moisturization. Adding oils to that. So we talked about eucalyptus being a good one, rosemary being a good one, lavender. I mean, we have our favorites, but it doesn't mean you can't use others.
Absolutely.
You can try all different ones based on how you're feeling or what you need at that moment. So that's another really good option.
And diffusing essential oils, so we can use that to kill germs and boost immunity, and also to uplift our mood and to increase energy. So we mentioned this blend before. It's an immune boosting blend. It's 2 drops each of cinnamon, lemon, and rosemary. It's really nice in the diffuser, and it's a combo that I'm so happy to know about. I would have never put those 3 together, but they really smell great.
So if you have a head cold, or feeling congested, having trouble breathing, just need to kind of open up your airways a little bit better, you can always do what we did in the beginning with putting the drop in your palms and covering your nose and breathing in. But another really good option is creating a steam tent. And if you're not familiar with what a steam tent is, you basically take a big bowl of boiling water or really hot water, throw a drop or 2 of essential oil. I'd recommend starting with 1. So something like Breathe, peppermint, eucalyptus, even rosemary if you liked rosemary, any of those added in to your bowl of water. And then you put your head over top of that bowl and put a towel over top of your head. Take a few nice deep breaths, breathe that in, and then often you have to kind of exit that little tent for a little while, get some fresh breaths, and then come back under. But it will release that pressure and break up that congestion. You'll probably have to blow your nose a few times. Well, it works fantastic for allergy season also. So another really good.
And then you can use essential oils to create healing teas, sore throat sprays, and chest rubs. So hit us up if you need some recipes. Stephanie has about 7 recipe books of recipes she's made. And one of the things I love about having Stephanie as a team member is she says, you know, why are we going to recreate the wheel? Like, if I already have a great recipe, let's use it. So we're very, very happy to share any recipes with you. And sometimes we even have fun stories, you know, about people having success with the recipes. So that's good too.
I mean, the next few things are non-oil related, but vitamin C this is the vitamin C we use as powder. I actually put it in recipes too. I make gummies and stuff for the kids, but this is a great vitamin C. Vitamin D, we're all pretty deficient, especially in the wintertime. So we use this vitamin D. It's a liquid version. And then elderberry syrup. So this is homemade, but you can also purchase it online and at health food stores. But it's also very easy to make. Elderberry syrup is a great immune booster. And there was a whole, if you follow me on Facebook, I just posted a whole article about the scientific studies that have been done on elderberry syrup. So these are all immune boosting things that you should do basically all winter time to boost your immunity, but then you can do even more frequent when you're not feeling well. So the same idea as oils.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk about this?
Sure.
Okay. So ways to purchase doTERRA. The first way is retail. So retail is going to be the most expensive way to purchase doTERRA. And then the second way is wholesale. So becoming a wholesale member means you get 25% off everything that doTERRA offers for 1 year. And it's very similar to if you got like a Costco or a BJ's membership, where by paying for that membership for 1 year, you're receiving 25% off. So you can do that one of 2 ways. So there's one of 2 ways to become a wholesale member. The first way is if you'd like to pay the $35 wholesale membership fee, you can do that. The second way is you can become a wholesale member by enrolling with a kit. So doTERRA has put together several different kits of the oils that are most popular, or there's different oils that are all paired together for specific reasons. And you can become a wholesale member by picking one of those kits that, supports your needs and supports your family's needs. And then you don't have to pay the $35 wholesale enrollment fee if you do enroll with a kit. And a lot of people will say, oh, I want to enroll with a kit, but I want, rosemary and it's not in a kit, or I want clove and it's not in the kit. You can add those oils into your kit and get them right in your first order if there's some things we talked about tonight that you're interested in, or there's things that you just saw online or in the catalog that you also want to get. Anything else to say about that? If you're interested in learning more about wholesale versus retail, what the kits are, what the different options are, just reach out to either Alicia or I, and we can send you the flyer. There's a flyer that kind of lays it all out, and it's very easy to follow price-wise and what's included in all the different kits. If you're not sure and you're brand new to oils, then make a list of what you want. What things do you absolutely want to start with? And then reach out to either of us and we'll guide you. That's what we're here for. We'll guide you and help you so that you get the most for your money. We definitely highly recommend the wholesale membership because 25% off is a whole lot. It adds up pretty quickly. And when you start using these oils and realize how awesome they are and how much they can save you in time, energy, stress, all of that kind of stuff, long term, they're worth it. All right, so we're gonna talk about a few really quick recipes. One of them I mentioned earlier. This is our immune support roller. So a lot of people like to, kind of blurry, right? A lot of people like to make this at the beginning, like September, but back to school time, and use it daily. And you can just rub it on your feet, rub it on the back of your spine, or even it smells good, so you can put it on your wrist and wear it. This is a 10 milliliter roller, and it has 10 drops of On Guard, 15 drops of lemon, 2 drops of frankincense, and then it's filled to the top with fractionated coconut oil. And this is good for children and adults. If you want it to be a little bit stronger for an adult, you could double the amount of oils, but it's definitely made for like the entire family. And I have that right on my nightstand. I found that keeping it on my nightstand, I remember every night right when I get into bed to roll it onto my feet. And when you're sleeping, that's when your body is healing. So I like the idea of putting it on when my body is, about to be healing for several hours. Another good recipe that my husband or I use if we're not feeling great is, we call it a wellness bomb. So we take one of those veggie caps and fill the veggie cap with oils. And we do 1 veggie cap, and it has 4 drops of lemon, and then 2 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of melaleuca, 2 drops of oregano, and 2 drops of On Guard. Wow. And I do that once. I generally do it once a day. If I'm really not feeling good, I could do it a second time, but it really wipes out whatever's hitting me and happening with my body. It really supports and gets us through that. Obviously made for adults though. It's a lot of oil, so not something I would recommend for kids. But there's all kinds of immune boosting smoothies you can make. There's cough syrup, which basically is just honey, raw honey that you add different oils to, and just when you're coughing and have a sore throat, taking a teaspoon of that really soothes the throat and kind of helps get over that as well. We make cough drops out of raw honey, so raw honey and a bunch of different oils. Again, if I'm not going to go through and blab all these different recipes, but if you want specific recipes, like Alicia said, we've got them. Reach out, let us know if there's something you're looking for. We likely have a recipe somewhere that we can dig up and give to you. But the idea behind Winter Wellness is, starting way back in September, begin using these oils preventatively, boost your immune system so that you're not, and manage stress and do things to help your body so that when you're exposed to germs and different things that are out there going around, your body can handle it and get through it very quickly. If you become ill at any point, then your oil usage goes up. You can use oils every hour or two to get yourself through that situation. And we talked about a lot of the different oils that can be used.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you didn't watch our first video, we made a video, like more of an introduction video. So I have it on my website, aliciapfeiffer.com, in the video section. And we're planning to make a lot more of these. We like this. It's fun now that we figured out, we think we figured out how to work Zoom. So if you have a topic that you're interested in or something you want to learn about, please let us know, reach out to us. And, you know, we're making these for you guys. We want you to be educated. We want to make sure whatever oils you have in your possession, you know the many, many ways that the oils can be used and can help you, because as you have heard, all these oils have so many different ways to use them, and we want to make sure you're, you know, using them to their fullest advantage. Yeah. We're getting a chat. Thanks, Jerry. Hi. So if anyone has any questions, please let us know. We can unmute you. We'll be super, you know, profesh and ask questions. But if there aren't any questions, we will look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thank you so much. Good night.